How to make anyone obsess over you. Most people are taught the same lie about connection. Be kind, be open, be available, give more, and you'll be valued more. But reality keeps proving the opposite. The people who stay in your mind aren't the most loving. They're the most unresolved. Not the ones who explain everything, but the ones who leave something unfinished. This isn't romance, it's psychology. 500 years ago, Niccolò Machiavelli wasn't studying love. He was studying power. But the mechanism is the same. Influence isn't created by comfort. It's created by controlled uncertainty. You're not forgotten because you lack value. You're forgotten because you became too easy to understand. The invisible wound. There's a quiet kind of pain no one talks about. Not betrayal, not rejection, but being slowly downgraded. You were once important, then suddenly you became optional. You were the one who reached out, who carried conversations, who stayed present even when they didn't. And when the silence came, it didn't just hurt. It rewrote how you see yourself. But here's the truth most people miss. You didn't lose them because you weren't enough. You lost them because you became predictable. In a world driven by attention, what's always available becomes invisible. You gave everything up front. You showed every page, before the story had a chance to pull them in. The real mechanism. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The brain is not addicted to love. It's addicted to uncertainty. The maybe, the almost, the unfinished moment. Think about the person you couldn't stop thinking about. It wasn't the one who gave you stability. It was the one who disappeared, right when it mattered most. That silence, that shift, that's where obsession begins. This is called intermittent reinforcement. It's what keeps gamblers hooked. Not winning, but the possibility of winning. And in relationships, certainty closes the loop. Uncertainty traps the mind inside it. Why you became forgettable. Most people destroy their own impact without realizing it. They reveal too much, too fast. They explain everything. They remove all tension. They're always available, always present, always predictable. And in doing that, they erase themselves. You weren't boring. You were complete. And completeness releases attention. The mind doesn't chase what it fully understands. It chases what it almost understands, but can't quite figure out. The law of power. Machiavelli understood something most people still don't. People don't attach to comfort. They attach to what unsettles them. Silence becomes power when it's intentional. Distance becomes authority when it's controlled. Because what is fully accessible is rarely respected and rarely remembered. Power doesn't live in who you are. The law of power. Machiavelli understood something most people still don't. People don't attach to comfort. They attach to what unsettles them. Silence becomes power when it's intentional. Distance becomes authority when it's controlled. Because what is fully accessible is rarely respected and rarely remembered. Power doesn't live in who you are. It lives in how you are experienced. The moment everything changes is internal. When you stop needing validation, your presence becomes heavier. When you stop explaining yourself, your silence gains weight. You stop trying to be understood and become someone others work to understand. How obsession actually forms. You don't force it. You shape it. You leave moments early and before they peak. You don't respond emotionally. You respond precisely. You don't disappear dramatically. You fade subtly. Longer pauses, less explanation, controlled distance. And something powerful happens. They start filling in the gaps. They start questioning themselves. And once that happens, you're no longer in their world. You're in their mind. The end result. You become calm, not eager, selective, not available, precise, not loud. Your silence stops being empty. It becomes control. You're no longer just someone they knew. You become the standard they compare everyone else to. The final shift. Obsession isn't created by love. It's created by the fear of losing access. When your presence feels like a privilege, not a guarantee. everything changes. They don't chase you. They adjust themselves to keep you. If this changed the way you see power, attraction, and human behavior, stay here, because this isn't about comfort. It's about control.